Morning guys. So in an attempt to try and about more tech content, because I'm really into tech stuff, kind of want to push more of that stuff out and vlogs as well. So I kind of want to have like a medium between the two, because I have a lot of vlogs and I don't have a lot of tech stuff. I want to go over part picker lists. I constantly upgrade my PC more than I probably should. A habit I gotta get out of, but either way, PC building, gaming, all that fun stuff really interests me. I want to go over some stuff, just like my recommendations. I have a lot of friends that ask me stuff all the time. If they should do this, if they should do this. It makes sense. I actually have one of my friends that has been contacting me a lot because she wants to start streaming, but she knows absolutely nothing. And I mean like nothing. I want to go over a part picker list that I think would be good for mid-range gaming. That's kind of where I stick to, just because one, it's cheaper, and two, I don't need like a 3090. So I don't know, but yeah, let's hop onto my computer really quick. All right guys, so I have PC part picker pulled up. I wanted to go over kind of what I would do in the market right now if I was looking to game, stream, record videos, do that kind of stuff. I'm gonna go over two builds. One's just gonna be gaming. If you're interested purely in gaming, no streaming, nothing like that. None of these builds are gonna include like monitors or anything, because I feel like that's such a super personal preference with everybody. Gamed on 75 hertz monitors for a long time, and then a 140 hertz monitor, which has been amazing, by LG. If you guys want to know what that is, just put a comment. I'll let you guys know exactly what one it is. Go over this really quick. So and we're gonna go over AMD, and then I can give you like Intel alternatives as well. I don't usually build Intel systems, so to keep it more or less mid-range, I would do a 5600X, which is what I have right now. It's a 6-core processor. I believe it has 12 threads as well. Pretty much where you want to be for gaming, just purely gaming right now. Cooler, it's not a very hot CPU. If you want to go with a good air cooler, I recommend like Be Quiet. We could do Cooler Master. I believe this cooler would do really well with it. I generally use AIOs, but air coolers are just as fine. If you want to go with a decent AIO, I'd go with this Arctic liquid freezer, the 240 millimeter one, and then there's this Noctua Chromax. It's not going to draw a lot, and it's not going to heat as much. I mean, I feel like my 5600X only got to like max 66C, and I'm using the NZXT X5 III. Go with Motherboard. I like to build mid towers. I've built micro ATX. I've never done small form factor builds, but I know a decent amount about them. It's just not something I'm interested in, just because it's just there are so many things that you have to think of with those. So yeah, if I were to go with a mid-range board, I would probably go, there's this Asus Gaming X570 that's a little bit expensive. I'm thinking maybe around 150 to 170 is a good range. I want to go B450 because more than likely we'd have to do a BIOS update, and I want this to work right out of the box. I actually believe I have this motherboard, but I have the Wi-Fi version of it. So I mean, it'll work right out of the box. I mean, I didn't have to update my BIOS, but I did anyways. So we can do that one. So this is the one I have. It's the Gaming Edge Wi-Fi. It's about 200 bucks right now, which is not ideal. Let's grab this one. So, and I'm pretty sure the good thing about PC part picker is that it tells you you might need to update the BIOS. So memory, we're just gonna game purely on this, so we're gonna go probably with this Corsair Vengeance. I really wish Crucial continuing to make memory, but I don't know, I guess they're deciding that they shouldn't. But either way, I would recommend Crucial or Corsair. I don't care about RGB. It's not really something I'm interested in. There's also this Team Group T-Force RAM right here at $62, so let's throw that in. I don't care about aesthetics for this one. It's going to be purely just for gaming and performance. So let's do storage right now. So I would always till the day I die recommend getting a 1 terabyte, at least 1 terabyte boot drive. I recommend an NVMe, but if you can't afford an NVMe for whatever reason, you should go with SATA SSD. But honestly, always get an NVMe if you're absolutely able to. I would never go to 500 gigs just because that's like 1 or 2 games and then you're done. You decide to install Grand Theft Auto and then Resident Evil or Red Dead Redemption. Those games are such massive games that you just immediately be out of storage. Like a 1 terabyte Crucial drive. These are decent Gen 3 drives. For me, I just feel like there's no point in going Gen 4 right now unless you absolutely need those speeds, which most of the time you don't. I do a ton of video editing and work in that realm, and I mean, I'm editing off hard drives at this point because they're massive and I can store whatever I want there. So I would also recommend, if you do need extra storage, to get a hard drive. I recommend Western Digital or Seagate. I personally hadn't used Seagate before, and I decided to just bite the bullet and buy 2 8 terabyte hard drives from Seagate, and they've been working really well. Thing to note is hard drives are slower than SSDs, so you know, you are sacrificing speed for capacity, but again, not a massive deal if you need a lot of storage like I do. Just add this in. If it's going to be over our budget, I want to keep this about $1,500, so if it's over our budget, we'll remove it. Video card. So if you're just purely gaming, purely gaming, I would honestly recommend the 6600 or the 6600 XT. You can find these. Let's go buy these right off the bat without needing to do anything. So let's see what they have. So they have 6600s, 439, and then they have some 6600 XTs. And yeah, I mean, they have a decent amount of them in stock. I don't believe Amazon really has any of them, or at least at a decent price. So I mean, I'd order it off Newegg. I actually have this one right here, the Asus Dual one right over here actually. I used that card for a long time. I upgraded to my 3060 Ti from the Newegg Shuffle, and now they don't do the Newegg Shuffle anymore, and you can just buy that outright. So not a big deal. I like the Eagle cards from Gigabyte as well. So assume that you can get a 6600 for, what are they going for? Like about 600 bucks. I would probably go 6600 XT. So let's do 6600 XT. And yeah, so I mean, they have the MSI one. See the Asus Dual one. I mean, let's just throw this one in there. So we're at $1,300. We want to keep it about $1,500. So we're gonna choose a case. Case should probably be about 50 bucks. So I actually have the Corsair 4000D. Amazing case. Is a little bit out of our budget though. So let's go drag this down to about 60 bucks. See what we can get for that. We want something that has decent airflow. Never been a real big fan of this case, but it is within our budget. It comes with hard drive trays. All right, no, so it doesn't come with fans. So you need to get, it comes with one at the back from what I saw. So I mean, I'd get a 4-pack of fans as well. We can add this. So we can add that in. So we have the master box, the power supply. So the 6600 XT draws, so I would never go any lower, and you can actually look on PC Part Picker, which is actually amazing, what your estimated wattage is. The 5600 isn't like a massive CPU, so it's not going to draw a lot of power. If it were me, considering we have a 6600 XT, the 5600X, some drives, I'd probably go 650 with this build. 650 to 600, just to have some headroom. So let's do like 600 watts. This is personal preference. I prefer fully modular power supplies. If you're on a budget, you can go with non-modular or semi-modular. You can go bronze, you can go platinum, gold, whatever you want to do. For the sake of the video, I want to go with a, I mean, there's this EVGA one, it's $84. I mean, we can get this bronze EVGA one. It's semi-modular, it's 600 watts. It should power everything adequately. let's just make sure. So they recommend a 500 watts power supply. So I mean, 600 watts should be perfectly fine. We're at $1,444.84. Hop in, get some case fans. So I don't care about RGB at all. So I mean, we could get these Corsair fans. We would go over our budget though if we got them. Lee fans. I want to keep it to about, I don't know, low, basically. These Corsair AF 120s will actually work, and they're within budget. You can get them on Amazon for $39. So we could actually throw these in. So yeah, I mean, this is the whole build. It should definitely be able to push high frames at 1080p, no problem. Video editing should be perfectly fine. I mean, this whole thing right off the bat is just going to be an amazing system to pretty much game and do whatever else you want it to do. So I think this would be an amazing contender as well. If you honestly wanted to go Intel, I would probably go 12400 or 12600. And I would get obviously the equivalent of the B550 Tomahawk for Intel. Kind of keep everything the same pretty much. You would just swap those. So yeah, just for gaming, I think this would do great. Let's hop in, and if you want to stream, restart this whole thing. So if you want to stream, if you want to game, video edit, kind of do pretty much everything that I am currently doing right now. I'm not gonna build my system because I feel like that's just bias, but I feel like I'm gonna make something that makes the most sense for somebody that wants to do all that stuff. And I want to say let's keep this around 2000 to 2500, closer to 2000. We're gonna do the 5800X. I know I'm always AMD, I just prefer AMD. If you want to go Intel, I would probably choose the 12700K or the 12900K. Chose the 5800X. We chose the 5800X, so I would definitely go AIO or get a really beefy cooler for this. I mean, we could get this 360 mil. It's about $113. I feel like that's not a bad deal. We would just need to find a case that accommodates that, so that's something to note. Always think about sizes with things. So motherboard, I don't think we need to go X570, to be honest. We could actually use the same exact board and it would work perfectly fine. So that's something just to note. This Gaming Plus motherboard, this is actually, yeah, so this was the same one that I currently have, just the non-Wi-Fi version. Honestly, something to know too is, like, companies always say, oh, you need this, you need this, you need to have, you know, the highest end system with the craziest specs. You almost never need that. So personally, I would go, I would never buy this Asus ROG Corsair Dark Hero motherboard. It's like $449 after tax. That's probably closer to $500. Such a waste, such a waste. I would definitely go B550. This NZXT board is nice, but it's pretty expensive. I mean, we could literally use the same exact board that we had in our previous build. So yeah, let's use that. Try to keep the prices a little bit low. So I want to do a 2x16 gigabyte kit. Let's just scroll down, see what we can find. 2x32. I don't care about RGB, so we're not going to do that one. This G-Skill kit, so we could get that one. Let's do that. So I guess we're going for a black build. So we're at $755 already. A lot of that is this processor right here. So storage. So even if you're video editing and gaming and just doing all that stuff, I still don't think, and I still can't justify buying a Gen 4 drive right now, because you're just gonna waste a ton of your budget on that for speeds that don't really improve much of what you're doing. I mean, if you're transferring a lot of files, I get it, but it will take maybe an extra 5 to 10 seconds for things to transfer. So I really can't recommend that. So what I would do, so there's actually this Western Digital SN550. I have this same exact drive, but it is the 2 terabyte version, so we can actually throw this in as a boot drive. If you're doing all that stuff like gaming, editing, streaming, all this stuff, you want to offload the extra files onto, say, another SSD or a hard drive or something like that. So the way I have my system set up, I have all my video files for my games when I record go to my hard drives right off the bat, just because I don't think it makes any sense to have it record on my SSD and then have to wait for it to transfer over to my hard drive. Doesn't make any sense to me, so I just have them go straight to my hard drives. What I was doing before is I had a SSD that was I had an NVMe SSD that was just straight boot drive, and then I had some extra files and stuff on that, and then my secondary drive was a 2 terabyte SATA SSD which had all my games, and then I had a hard drive. Now I have just a crazy amount of storage. I'm not going to get into that. Doing all of that stuff, I would probably go for a 4 terabyte hard drive. They have this Seagate one. It is 5400 rotations per minute. Let's do this Western Digital one because it's actually a little bit cheaper. So we're gonna do that. So we have about $1,000 left, and we still need the video card, case, and power supply. So I'm gonna allot about 600 to 700, give or take, for a video card. Let's actually choose the case right now. So this case is actually an amazing case, the Corsair 4000D Airflow. I would choose this or the Fantex case. There's also a couple other ones on Amazon that you can look at, but let's actually throw the Airflow case into our build. So now we're at 1015. Power supply and video card. So I'm actually going to choose the video card before we do the power supply. Your video editing, gaming, streaming, just all that fun stuff, you don't need a 3090 unless you're doing like crazy video editing work, After Effects, stuff like that. You can justify buying a 3090. Do it. If you're not doing that stuff, you don't need a 3090. Even a 3080, I mean, if you're just all this stuff, I feel like a 3060 would be fine. I would definitely go NVIDIA for this stuff, just because you want the NVENC encoder. If you care about DLSS or ray tracing, I personally don't, but if you do care about that stuff, definitely go for a 30 series card. I mean, I would probably recommend a 3060 to a 3070 Ti for this. Let's do, because I mean, let's assume that you're just getting into it. A 3060 Ti will be perfectly fine. That's what I actually have right now. 3060 Ti. Let's see, they have the MSI gaming one, the EVGA one. So it's out of stock. Obviously it's out of stock, so on Amazon it's that much. So let's go to eBay. $800. This person sold this brand new one for $540, and that was after bids. I mean, I purchased mine for about $650, which is what you should have been able to purchase it for. So let's say $750 for this card. We just added in the 3060 Ti. We're gonna go here. Let's say you purchase it for about $750. So we're at $1,765.66. We still are just cruising along. Power supply for a 3060 Ti. I mean, you could go $650. I would probably do $750 just to be safe. And now, I mean, we're back to just, you know, what your preference is. Do you want something that's fully modular? Do you want something that's semi-modular, bronze, gold? If you're going to put components like this together, I'd probably go gold, to be honest. So they have this Corsair RMX. I guess it's from 2018. Let me look at this. I mean, they have these bronze ones from EVGA. Gigabyte one, I personally would not buy Gigabyte for all those issues that were there before. This MSI one, this Corsair one, Corsair power supply, we'll do $750. It's $119, but you're getting a gold rated power supply. It's fully modular. It's an ATX power. It's an ATX power supply, so it'll fit in any mid tower, full tower, anything like that. If you want to go small form factor, it's obviously not going to fit in there. So I know for a fact the Corsair 4000D does not come with more than 2 fans, so it really depends on what you want to do. The Arctic liquid freezer comes with fans, so I mean you can mount those at the front or you can mount it at the top. If you want the 360 millimeter one like I have in here, you're gonna have to mount it at the front. It will not fit on the top. I can attest that just, I believe a 240 or a 280 will fit up there, but if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. Though I'm pretty sure you can only fit 240 up there. Let me actually look. You can only fit 240 up there. So you would have to front mount this. If you want to go 240, you can always top mount this and then have 4 fans at the front. But assuming you'll put this at the front, you actually don't need extra fans. You can actually take the 1 extra fan that comes in the case and you can find another one. Let's go to case fans, and I mean we have a decent amount of budget left over. We could go Noctua, we could go Corsair, we could actually buy 2 packs of these and just replace all the fans and then have fans that are all cohesive if you want to do that. So let's actually add more of these. And we're still under our $2,000 budget, which is amazing, actually. And we could actually go here to have it make a little bit more sense. We can do 240. There's the Arctic one. So we saved a little bit of cash. We still have these 6 fans, so you can mount those on there if you like the RGB on them or whatever you want to do. But yeah, I mean, this would be a heck of a system. You'd have 4 terabytes of extra storage and then the 1 terabyte NVMe. And yeah, I think this would be an awesome build. I would actually personally use this build. I use a similar build to this, but yeah, I mean, if you want to go crazy, you can get like a 5950X or 5900X, throw in a 3090, get some crazy FPS, you know, do some crazy video editing, stuff like that. For just gaming, recording, streaming, stuff like that, I think this would actually work out pretty great, honestly. And I mean, you have $1,941.28, and that's what you'd end up spending, about, give or take, depending on where you buy it from. But yeah, I mean, this whole build would just work flawlessly for you, and I think that it would be amazing. And I mean, if you want, you could always you know, drop this down to like an air cooler, save a little bit extra cash, but I really wouldn't, just because the 5800X really does draw a decent amount of power. I'm gonna close out the video. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, push the bell button, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.